It is Thursday night. The Jets are facing the Pats. Home game for the Pats in Foxborough. Minus 12.5 is the line. The Jets coming off of a nice win. They beat the Browns. That's a pretty good win for them. They did have a fire sale the week before for the defense, so can't help but think that's going to help the Pats just a little bit. But yeah, minus 12.5 line, that's work right there. That is work. It opened at 10.5, so this one could be bad. I'm hoping the Pats just do their thing like they've been doing and just dominate this one. They really, across the board, offense, defense, special teams, they've been incredible. It is tough for the Jets. Garrett Wilson right now is doubtful, but he could play, but short week, that's tough. We'll see what happens there. But Will McDonald, questionable. Harrison Phillips, questionable. Kiko Muokoa, questionable. Azari Thomas, not sure if I got that one right. He's questionable. A couple of concussions for these guys, but Braden McGregor, also questionable. So, yeah, defense banged up. They lost guys as is, so tough situation for them to be in. Josh Farmer is questionable. Jennings is questionable. Stevenson's also questionable, but Henderson held it down, so hopefully we can have at least one of those guys available for the game. One of those backs. But Booty still has the hamstring. He's still dealing with that. And Hooper's questionable with the concussion, so we'll see who plays, but got a lot of the big guns. But yeah, Stevenson's been out for a bit. Jennings with the knee injury, we'll see how long he's out for, but they all might play. It says November 13, possible return, so we might be alright, but I really hope the Pats just dominate this one. Divisional game in a short week. We have seen that go poorly for some other teams, but I really hope that the Pats are not one of them, because I'm picking the boys. I'm picking the Pats. We head into Sunday. Got a nice early game once again. Sunday morning, 9:30. It's a pretty good one last week. Actually went to OT. And I got the prediction right, so that's always nice. But right here we have Dolphins, Commanders, meeting up in Madrid, Spain. Yeah. Last week was the Germany game, now we got Spain. But yeah, NFL's just trying to expand and show the world, what an incredible league the NFL is, and they do that by sending a couple of 3-7 teams over, and maybe they're hoping like, all right, these bad teams will send the bad teams, and then they'll play really well, it'll be a good game, and then the fans over there will be like, oh wow, if these bad teams are playing good football, how good are the good teams, That's the only thing I can think of, because I would not be sending teams like this over there. Commanders are good when they have their QB. They do not have him. Dolphins are... I was kind of hoping the line would be Commanders, because I'm picking the Dolphins. And I like to go against the line when possible. But taking a look at the injuries, obviously Daniels is out. Armstrong is still on IR. Trey Amos on IR. Deron Payne is suspended till the end of the month. Ali Coe is out. Traylon Burks is out after being the leading receiver last week for them. And McLaurin's still out with the quad. That's tough. Chop Robinson's questionable. He's been injured for a little bit. Julian Hill questionable. D. Eskridge questionable. Rasul Douglas questionable. Ashton Davis questionable. So a couple of guys banged up for the Dolphins, but I think they'll be okay. Tua's been playing a little better. McDaniel's been driving by Bill's bars and trash talking. No, he didn't actually do that. That was AI. He said that was AI. That's very strange. But yeah, I got the Dolphins in this one. Commanders. If the Commanders, literally, if they just had Jaden Daniels I would probably lean towards them, but he's out, done for the year. They're in a bad spot. This is an unfortunate spot for them to be in. So, not a great 9:30 a.m. game, but maybe it'll be decent. Who knows? But we can head into the 1 o'clock games with this divisional matchup. And last time these two teams played, I don't know if you remember, but the Panthers destroyed the Falcons 30-0. So 5-5 Panthers, 3-6 Falcons. Home one for the Falcons, -3.5 for the Falcons. See, I'm annoyed by that one too, because honestly, I'm going Falcons in this one. I'm going Falcons for this one. Once again, just picking in favor of the line, whatever. But Chandler Zavala, questionable. Bryson Tremaine, questionable. Princely, Human, Mellon. Not sure about that one. Questionable. Brady Christensen, IR. Patrick Jones, IR. Tyrone Wheatley's on IR. Laquelle London, questionable. Mike Hughes, questionable. Leonard Floyd, questionable. Matthew Bergeron, questionable. So, a few guys banged out both sides. Seems like just every team at this point, they all have at least 5 guys. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this is just that point of the year, just the sport in general. But nothing that should be too concerning for either of these teams. But Dowdle's been incredible, but he's not going to be the best running back in this game. I think Bijan Robinson will go off in this one. Drake London's been so good as well. Penix has been up and down, up and down a little bit, but you got Drake London, so that'll help. That certainly helps. But and the defense too, they've really looked nice. The rookies, Walker and the other rookie, they've looked good. They've made some plays, so. They're not too bad on the defense side. 3-6 feels rough, but I don't know. We'll see. I got them winning this one, so maybe they can get to 4-6, get a divisional win, knock the Panthers to 5-6, but we'll see. Who knows? Into the next one. This one right here, we got Bills, Buccaneers. Where's this one at? We are at Buffalo. Home one for Buffalo. -5.5 is the line. Both coming into this 6-3. Both coming off of tough losses, I guess. Buccaneers had a tough loss against a good team. Bills had a tough loss against a bad team. They got blown out. They got absolutely destroyed. But it is what it is at this point. Let's see. Injuries. Josh Williams, injured reserve, suspension. Marquise Watts, questionable. Hassan Reddick, questionable. Luke Haggard, questionable. Chris Godwin, doubtful. So he's out, probably. Bills, TJ Sanders, IR. Landon Jackson, IR. Shaq Thompson, questionable. Josh Palmer, questionable. Teron Johnson, questionable. Who are we going in this one? It's tough. It's tough because Bills are at home. -5.5 is the line for them. But I'm gonna take a risk. I'm going Bucks. I'm going Buccaneers. I feel like that's risky, but I don't know. I could also see the Bills, being angry about that recent loss to the Dolphins. Just coming back with a vengeance in the next one. But yeah, I gotta go Bucks. I think Baker and that defense are still pretty good. They're right there with the Pats. I think maybe they'll definitely be in the game with the Bills. We'll see what happens. If Josh Allen has an MVP game, we might be in trouble. But I like the Bucks pick there. I'm sticking with that. So we'll look at this next one. Another divisional matchup. Texans, Titans. Kind of a slow start to the year for the Texans. Titans, disappointing year, but this is kind of expected. They just don't have much talent. this one. They're 1-8. Texans 4-5 going into this one, and I'm definitely leaning Texans. The line is even leaning Texans -6.5. That's what we're looking at. And in terms of injuries, well, does it even matter? The Titans, yeah, they're just not good. They're just not good. And the Texans, slow start to the year, they're really bouncing back. It has been Davis Mills playing. He played in the last one. Stroud is, well, he's actually questionable, so there is a chance that he's back this week. He's got the concussion. But even with Davis Mills, they should be fine in this one. They were fine last week. Nice win over the Jags. Pretty sure I picked the Jags in that one, but they absolutely choked that one away. Texans probably should have lost, but there they are, 4-5. They're doing just fine, so good for them. But Jalen Petrie questionable, Ed Ingram questionable, Titus Jones questionable, Xavier Woods questionable. This is the Titans now. Jeffrey Simmons questionable with hamstring. A couple of guys with hamstrings here. Ridley's got a hamstring as well. He's questionable. Bryce Oliver questionable. Arden Key questionable. So we'll see what happens there. But this should be a Texans win. But division, man, you know they can go either way. It's just, it is what it is. But yeah, that should be a decent game. Titans at home should help a little bit. But we continue with divisional games, and this one right here should be a good one. Or will it? It's in Minnesota. Line is -3.5 for the Vikings. Bears are 6-3. Vikings 4-7. I'm happy about this. I'm happy that the line is where it is. Shockingly enough, I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm going Bears on this one. That's very surprising. I know that is true. But Bears have been solid this year, and the Vikings, I just don't like where they're at. I don't think McCarthy is that strong of a QB. I think they were better with Wentz. When he was healthy, he just wasn't healthy, and now he's out for the year. But Bears are reasonably healthy, I believe. I mean, Caleb's good. Swift is good. DJ Moore didn't do anything last week. That was kind of upsetting. But, in terms of the Bears, Jade Walker's questionable. Dominic Robinson, questionable. TJ Edwards, questionable. Josh Blackwell, questionable. Ruben Hippolyte, questionable. For the Vikings, Theo Jackson was questionable. Jonathan Greener, questionable. Josh Oliver, questionable. Jeff Okuda's on IR. Ryan Kelly's on IR. So, yeah. Although Kelly could come back, he could be off of IR this week. It does say he could possibly play this weekend. But, yeah, Vikings, they're in a tough spot. Somehow beat the Lions, I know. But other than that, I don't know. They haven't been too strong. I would have thought they'd be looking a little better, and I do think part of it is the QB problem. I don't know. Well, we'll see. McCarthy is only in year 2. Didn't even play last year because of injury. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm going Bears. I'm surprised that the line is leaning Vikings. I feel like I'm missing something, but Bears fans, if I'm cursing you here, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I think you guys can win. Don't get mad at me. I think you can win. But moving on, Giants versus the Packers. Tough loss for the Packers. I think we need to start having a conversation about Jordan Love. Maybe he's not the guy. Nah, he's alright. I don't know. He's done developing. He kind of is what he is at this point, and he's still a solid QB. So, not gonna act like he's complete garbage, but it does hurt. They don't have Kraft for the rest of the year, and he's been a solid weapon for them. But Josh Jacobs is still really good. So good. It's almost like they lean on him too much at times. But then you look at the other side of the board. You got the Giants here. Dart is not playing. I think Jameis Winston got announced as a starter, so Dart's injured. He's out. Scatterboot done for the year. Neighbors done for the year. And then this is like their future. That's their whole future. These guys are all out. But the Packers have lost to some bad teams this year, surprisingly, out of nowhere. At times. But no, that was really just that Browns loss. I wouldn't even call the Panthers one a bad loss. They're a decent team. But yeah, the Giants are in a complete free fall. And just fired Brian Dable, which probably should happen. Probably should happen like 2 years ago, maybe. I don't know. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, in terms of injuries, what else is there? Luke Van Ness questionable, Nate Hobbs questionable, Romeo Dobbs questionable, Matthew Golden questionable. So that's another thing. Like, I really don't feel like the Packers have like a good number one. Like, would Jordan Love be better if he had a really good number one? Probably. But they just have a bunch of guys out there that are decent. Nothing crazy. But for the Giants, John Michael Schmitz. Jr. As if there wasn't enough. Wow. What a name. Questionable with a shin injury. Of course, he has like a weird injury that nobody else has. That's funny. Chauncey Golston, questionable. Graham Gano's questionable. He's got that neck injury. And Victor Dimukeje. Yeah, close enough. He's questionable. So, linebacker. But I got the Packers here. I can't pick the Giants. They're so bad. I don't even know if they could. Look, they're not like, they're bad, but like they also have injuries. So like that adds to it. Like, they could literally lose like every game the rest of the year, and it wouldn't be that surprising just because. And they got a new coach. Like, it's just they got rid of their coach. Interim stepping in. It wouldn't even be crazy if they just straight up lost the rest of their games. So, moving on. Another divisional one. Another divisional matchup. Gotta love it. We got right here Steelers, Bengals. It is home game for the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Bengals 3-6. Steelers 5-4. They did not play well against, who was it? The Chargers the other night. Chargers made them look really bad. But they're playing the Bengals. That should certainly help. But Flacco's been really good. That's what's crazy. Chase Brown's been playing better. And the Steelers, they continue to have a season full of ugly wins and ugly losses. But then they're always above 500 and always have a chance at the playoffs. But yeah, with the Bengals injuries, Trey Hendrickson is doubtful. Dalton Risner's questionable. Margaret Wilson's questionable. Shamar Stewart's questionable. He's been kind of disappointing for them, but I guess he was one of the more like raw edge rusher prospects, so he's gonna probably take some development time for the Steelers. Isaac Suomola, questionable. Jabril Peppers, questionable. Scotty Miller, questionable. Cole Holcomb, questionable. Darius Slay, questionable. So you could definitely use him back, but concussion might hold him out a little bit. Steelers are favored, -5.5, but taking a risk here. Going with the Bangs, the big old Bangs, Bengals. Although I technically don't say it right. Is it Bengals? I call them Bengals. That ain't right. But it's all right. The Steelers got him. Moving on to the next one. Chargers versus the Jags. Let's see what we got here. So, it's in Jacksonville. Home game for these fellas. The line is -2.5 for the Chargers. Chargers are up to 7-3 now. Jaguars 5-4. Kind of been in a bit of a free fall since that Chiefs victory on, what was that? Was that a Monday night? Sunday night? I don't know. But they haven't looked as good. And Travis Hunter's out for the year. Right? I'm pretty sure I saw that yesterday. He's done. And Brian Thomas Jr. is questionable, so we'll see what happens. But The Chargers, man. The Chargers, they don't have like the strongest line in the world, but they did have some good players. And those guys are all injured. Joe Alt, Slater, everybody's injured. They're bringing in bodies at this point to play line. And Herbert is still kind of having a monster year. A lot of interceptions, but like he's still playing pretty well. And Trevor Lawrence is, we'll put it this way, Trevor Lawrence is having a typical Trevor Lawrence season. Do what you want with that info, alright? But Vidal has stepped in. They've had a bunch of injuries with their running backs, but Vidal looks pretty good. So I guess that part worked out. But for the Chargers here, we got Treeb still questionable. Keandre Lambert-Smith questionable. Bobby Hart questionable. Godston is out. Or not out, sorry, he's questionable. So he's been a nice little bright spot for them at tight end. So we'll see if he plays. Jaguars. Yeah, Hunter on IR out for the year. Brenton Strange has been on IR, but he might return. He might return for this one, so we'll see. Brian Thomas Jr. questionable. Hunter Long questionable. Jordan Lewis questionable. So I think I'll play it safe. I'll go with the Chargers in this one. They've been looking pretty good. Although they did screw me. There was one week where I was like, oh, they got this, and they just lost to another good team. But they've been rolling. Was it the Colts? I think I picked them against the Colts, but other than that, they've won like 4 of their last 5. That's pretty good. Jaguars, really tough loss last week. And they did lose to some good teams. Barely got the Raiders in OT, but it's what it is. They'll be alright. They're at 5-4. They're still alright. They could win this one too. I could be getting this one wrong. But yeah, unfortunately the line is for the Chargers. I was hoping to pick against it, but it is what it is. So, up next, this one, pretty good one. As we head into these 4 o'clock games, Seahawks, Rams, right here. That's what we got. It's at home for the Rams. -3.5 line for the Rams as well. And I gotta say, I'm leaning to an agreement there. They're both 7-2. But yeah, I got the Rams. I really like the Rams. I will say the Seahawks keep proving that they are a solid squad. That's worth something. Just if they don't win this week, no big deal. They've been solid. Doesn't matter who they play. They've played some good teams, some bad ones. Although lately, maybe more bad than good. But they're usually able to win convincingly for the most part. But the Rams have looked really good as well. I've been very impressed by them. They look really good this year. Matthew Stafford's got his nice little MVP campaign going, which is surprising. Although I would say Jonathan Taylor is playing some pretty good football. Yeah, the Colts are on the bye this week. Yeah, they're not even. I don't have them out here, but Jonathan Taylor's been absolute beast. So I gotta lean towards him, but Stafford's been pretty good too. Ernest Jones, questionable. This is Seahawks right here. Josh Joby, questionable. Torrey Horton, questionable. He had a bunch of TDs the other week. Jake Bobo, questionable. Rams, Devontae Adam, questionable. And they got a bunch of guys on IR out for the year. All these guys I think have been out. So that's good. They seem pretty healthy. Good for the Rams. So yeah, taking the Rams. But Seahawks, this is your time to shine. JSN's on a tear, man. He's already got 1,000 yards. He's been crazy good. They just don't really have anybody with him that's helping out in the passing game, it feels like. But Rams are good. Rams are solid across the board. They got studs. Linebacker looks pretty good. They got their own land, man. It's good stuff. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. But Rams at home, I got them getting the dub. But definitely looking at the Seahawks here like, guys, let's see what you got. Let's see if you can prove it. So, yeah, that's the first 4 o'clock game. We do have 4 o'clock games this week, so that's good. And we can continue with the trend of divisional football right here. Niners, Cardinals. It's at home for the Cardinals. So in Arizona, put the line -2.5 for the Niners. definitely gotta agree with that. Tough loss last week. They're 6-4. Cardinals are 3-6. Continues to be Mac Jones. Brock Purdy. Questionable, man. That toe it's tough. It feels like every week it's like, oh, he's questionable. I think they rushed him back early in the year and he just re-injured it. Now he's in a tough spot. Now they're just kind of like, well, he's got to rest. He's got to heal up. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, McCaffrey can just continue to carry the team. No big deal, right? But the Cardinals, no Kyler. Yeah, speaking of injuries, I mean, they just, no Kyler. It's been Brissett lately. And Trey McBride seems to be the one bright spot on the offensive side of the ball. But Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a little better lately, so maybe that'll continue. I don't know. But yeah, Alfred Collins questionable. Ayuk is still out for a couple weeks here. Ricky Purcell's questionable. Purdy questionable. I don't know why they even put it there. Michael Williams now for the year. Although I think that happened last week. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But Mac Wilson questionable for the Cardinals. Xavier Weaver questionable. Max Melton questionable. Will Johnson questionable. So yeah, they're missing a bunch of guys. On defense in the secondary specifically, but we'll see what happens there. Will Johnson, the young rook. But yeah, in this one, I got the Niners. Got the Niners getting that away game victory. But yeah, sorry, Cardinals. Cardinals, look, you're playing for draft picks. Play for the draft picks. Once again, another divisional game at 4 o'clock. But we'll take it. We'll take it for sure. We got Ravens, Browns right here. Ravens all the way back to 4-5. They've won, what, is that 3 straight now? Browns are at 2-7. Tough loss to, well, the Jets. That's how bad it is right now. It's really rough. But yeah, it's a home one for the Browns. -8.5 is the line for the Ravens, and that's not crazy. Lamar Jackson should be playing good. He's not even questionable. He's not banged up at all, I guess. But they do have plenty of other guys out. Jay Higgins is out. Marlon Humphrey's questionable. Rashad Bateman's questionable. Yeah, they got a bunch of injuries still on defense, but yeah, the Browns. Cornelius Lucas questionable. Isaiah Bond questionable. Alex Wright questionable. So I guess it's still gonna be Dylan Gabriel. Man, the Browns suck. They suck. They're so bad. Sorry guys. That is just, I don't know where that came from, but the Browns are so bad. I feel bad for them. Honestly, they gotta trade. They gotta just move Myles Garrett. They're just so far from competing. They just gotta trade him. I know that it's tough, and in years past I would say like just hold on to him, but oh man, they are rough. But Judkins isn't bad. I guess he's not bad. But yeah, I got the Ravens here. Ravens are really making a nice push. They're at 4-5. They get this win here, divisional win, 4-5. They could be in, or sorry, 5-5. And if the Steelers lose, well, need a little help from the Bengals in that case. But if the Steelers lose, all of a sudden they got the same record. So they're doing just fine. They got plenty of season left. Lost to a lot of good teams early, so it really messed up their record. But been playing a lot better football lately, especially since, Lamar's back. It does help to have your best player that affects the game in so many ways on offense. It does help to have him. Wow, this is groundbreaking stuff. But another divisional game. Keep them coming. I always like these. They're always good. But this one right here, we got Chiefs, Broncos. I don't even remember who got the first one. Was it, I gotta look. Hold on. Oh, this is the first one. Why was I thinking they played? Okay, so they play again. Week 17. Alright, well that's good. But yeah, for this one, Chiefs 5-4. Broncos 8-2. But tough win on last Thursday. Barely stole that one, but Bo Nix he's been a little shaky. He's good at times, but We'll see what he can do against the Chiefs. I think he'll play fine. They're at home. The line is -3.5, and I gotta say, I think I agree with that one. I'm definitely leaning towards picking the Chiefs, but it is what it is. In terms of injuries, Chiefs, Pacheco's questionable, Juwan Taylor's questionable, Amar Norman Lott, IR, a couple other guys on defense on IR. Nazee Johnson could play this week. Be some safety help, but Alex Singleton, doubtful for the Broncos. J.K. Dobbins, questionable. Patrick Surtain, questionable. Marvin Mims, questionable. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see who plays. But, yeah, I got the Chiefs getting the away victory. We'll see what happens. They had a tough loss to the Bills. Broncos, man, they've been on a roll. 8-2. That's great. It feels like this should be flipped. Like, it feels like the Chiefs should be 8-2. Broncos 5-4. But no, it is what it is. Broncos are a good team. Good coaching, good defense. But taking the risk on the Chiefs. Come on, my homies. Off a bye week too, right? So, lost to the Bills, but bye week. Now they're back. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Sunday night game is right here. This one should be pretty good. Lions, Eagles. 6-3 Lions, 7-2 Eagles. It's in Philly. It's gonna be nice and cold, I assume. This one should be good. Let's see. What do we got for injuries? Jacob Sailors, running back, questionable. I don't even know who that is. Pat O'Connor, questionable. Kirby Joseph, questionable. Terrion Arnold, questionable. Eagles, they got Jair Alexander listed on the injury report, but there's a thing with him. He's stepping away from football, so I guess they didn't take him off of here yet, but they got 2 centers out. Will Limpkins coming back from IR possibly this week. Cam Jerkins is also questionable, could possibly play. Ojolari's still on IR. Marcus Epps is still on IR. But yeah, this should be a good one. I really hope this is a good one. And I'm leaning towards the Lions. I'm leaning Lions. Eagles are good. I pick them in almost most of the games throughout the year. Sometimes they screw me. A lot of times they don't. But come on, Lions. I'm picking the Lions in this one. I think Jared Goff gets it done. Possibly. Gibbs has been so good too. I mean, I almost feel bad for Montgomery in a way, because you forget he's there lately. Gibbs has been that good. But we'll see what happens. I just want a good game out of that one. I don't need to get the pick selection right. Games like that, like Lions, Eagles, it's exciting stuff. It's very exciting. Because then you have games like the one on Monday. We got a couple of silver guys right here. Check these guys out. Cowboys, Raiders. Nobody wants to watch this. 3-5-1 versus 2-7. It's at home for the Raiders. Line is -3.5 for the Cowboys. And yeah, I'm definitely leaning Cowboys. Still can't believe the Pats have that one loss. Week 1 to the Raiders. I hate it. They're gonna lose, they're gonna miss out on the bye, that 1 seed bye, probably because of that. They're gonna end up 2-3 or something. I don't know. Maybe even lower. Who knows? But how did they lose this? Look, when the Pats lost to the Raiders, I had no hope for this season, because if you're losing to Geno Smith and the Raiders, you got a problem. But it's alright. It's fine. I'll survive. I'll be okay. Cowboys, it's interesting just because, the defense has not been great. You feel like they should be better, though. Now they got Quentin Williams. That might help a little bit, but they do have some good players, even without Parsons, but they're just not a good defense. They're not highly rated, give up a lot of points. It's just, I don't know. And then the offense too. It's like you got Dak, Javante's playing really well. His CD, Pickens. It's like, what? How are they 3-5-1? Like, that's not right. That's a problem. But is what it is, I guess. It does hurt not having Damari and Overshown. He's questionable, but could play in this one. Siobhan Revel, questionable. Logan Wilson, questionable. Donovan Wilson, questionable. No relation. JPJ is on IR until December. Gino's questionable. Is it going to be O'Connell? Oh, wait, no, it's not O'Connell. O'Connell's on IR for a wrist, but he could return for the 17th, so he could play. It could be O'Connell after being on IR. Who else do they have? Yikes. Yeah, I'm going Cowboys here. I'm going Cowboys. Oh, poor Raiders. They're so bad. They're really bad. Ouch. Alright. Yeah, let's go Cowboys. Time for some tapping. Silver helmets.